Imagine traveling from one country to another via a train. Sounds normal, right? Now imagine that this train runs underwater. Pretty fascinating, eh? Almost seems impossible. However, the human mind is beyond brilliant. Years of hard work and genius of people generate innovations that stun the world and leave an impact engraved deep in history. Such brains, with their dexterity, expertise, and courage, go on to create global records and immortalize their names for several generations to come. Doubtlessly, Dubai has always vested its belief and great fortune in such savvy people and therefore gained recognition worldwide for the out-of-the-world megaprojects that they have brought to reality over the years. Might I say that Dubai appears to be living in the future? From the sleek colossal skyscrapers to the breathtaking underwater hotels, Dubai is truly phenomenal when it comes to blending delicacy with the art of science, technology, and engineering. An underwater train connecting Dubai, United Arab Emirates, to Mumbai, India, has taken the internet by storm. This remarkable venture would go down in history as the first ever of its kind. This spectacular news came under the spotlight during the UAE-India conclave organized in Abu Dhabi, where a gathering of businessmen and industry experts cumulated. National Advisor Bureau Limited, a UAE-based corporation, has proposed to run an underwater network. This submerged grid will link the two countries, aiding the transport of oil and other supplies, as well as carrying people from UAE to India and vice versa. According to predictions, this underwater train would bring about several gains. The estimated time taken to complete the distance will be less than 2 hours. Abdullah Al-Sheikhi, the managing director and chief consultant of National Advisor Bureau Limited UAE, highlighted the importance of this 2,000-kilometer-long ultra-speed underwater rail and spoke about how it will be a means to boost bilateral trade with the South Asian region of India, as well as Pakistan, as it also includes a similar line to Karachi. UAE and India will both equally take advantage of this project, with UAE importing freshwater from the Narmada River and exporting oil to India through pipelines. This project is expected to improve the imports and exports in the future. Mr. Al-Sheikhi mentioned that such a mind-blowing vision will surely take some time to materialize, as there are many aspects that simply can't be overlooked. A feasibility study of cities and countries would be done beforehand. Bringing this idea to life is a tremendous task and time-consuming. It will require an immense amount of financial and intellectual capital to make it operational. The distance between the two countries beneath the Arabian Sea stretches up to 1,862 kilometers, which will be covered in a short span of record 2 hours. The speed of the train will be presumably set to the range of 600 to 1,000 kilometers per hour, which will clearly outperform an airplane in terms of its swiftness and its cutting-edge features. A staggering population of 2.8 million Indians is currently residing in the UAE, accounting for over 28% of the total population of the UAE, which is a little over 10 million. Dubai does not only serve as a tourist destination, but it also provides employment opportunities of all kinds to the millions of expatriates there, Indians being the most of them. The Emiratis, understanding the need for Indians to travel every day to and fro their home country, decided to launch this futuristic underwater train. It will assist them to a great extent, making travel cheaper and more accessible. All the hard-earned living that goes into their flight expenditures would be minimized significantly, and it would also save them the yearly mental gymnastics of whether to take a trip home for Diwali or save money. Passengers, tourists, and employees will be able to travel via it. It won't only be beneficial for India and UAE, but also for the GCC countries of Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Oman, Kuwait, and Bahrain. A pipeline will be installed between Fujairah Port and India to transport oil and gas, which will also be carried to China and Pakistan, making these two countries beneficiaries too. UAE will import water from the Narmada River in India. Conveyance of goods and commodities between the two countries will become much easier and more convenient. Prior to this project, India's first ever underwater bullet train was under consideration that was supposed to run between Ahmedabad and Mumbai. It would have traveled 7 kilometers underwater between Thane Creek and Verrar at the lightning bolt speed of 349 kilometers per hour. It would have minimized the time taken to reach the destination to just 3 hours, which is less than half the time taken by the fastest Toronto Express. This megaproject is anticipated to be completed sometime in 2022. The rail will be upheld with the help of floating pillars. A floating bunker fuel station will be used to supply fuel to ships traveling between the floating hydrofoils or pontoons. A floating fuel station is a vessel that renders refueling services to yachts, boats, planes, cars, and trucks. A hydrofoil is an elevated surface that functions in water. This high-speed train will commence its journey from Mumbai and will supposedly end in the city of Fujairah, just an hour away from Dubai. Tickets will be priced at very affordable rates that will not burden the pockets of middle-class citizens. The concept of the tunnel is based on renowned technology that is applied to floating bridges, inundated tunnels, and offshore establishments. The floating underwater tunnels may comprise 2 curved concrete tubes that will be dipped below the surface of the Arabian Sea. These submerged tubes will be stabilized by fastening them to pontoons that will permit ships to pass. These tubes will be placed deep enough to avoid water traffic and weather conditions of all kinds. Moreover, the tunnel will be watertight, thereby resisting salty seawater, and will be able to withstand the high hydrostatic forces upon it. Creating a vacuum inside the tunnel will result in enormous speed for trains due to minimal air resistance. Some key features of the underwater rail include: the transport of goods is made more expensive than passenger travel to make sure it is affordable for all. The state-of-art design is crucial for its accuracy, and the plan for the high-speed underwater rail is highly commended for its thoughtful design. It will be a challenge to maintain the water-life balance and the sea level to assure that the voyage of cruises doesn't take a blow. On the other hand, China is also planning underwater connectivity with Russia, Canada, and the USA. It yet appears like a distant dream. However, a visionary concept would definitely be fruitful one day and mold into an extraordinary embodiment of dreams, future, and technological advancement. Are you thrilled to find out about this marvelous modern underwater train project? Should other countries adopt this method of traveling too? Let us know your opinion in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to learn about more such megaprojects. See you in the next video. Peace out.